Apple's website is very, very slow according to PageSpeed Insights.
PageSpeed Insights is a tool developed by Google to essentially assess your website speed and also give you pointers on how to improve your website speed and what the potential errors are that are hindering you from achieving a better speed.
It's free to use for everyone. Essentially, you can just put in your website, go on specific pages. What it will do is scan the speed of your tests. It'll give you a bunch of metrics.
It will give you a score.
They have like multiple different factors highlighting some areas of improvement. So like, for example, if there's too much JavaScript loading on the website, if the images are too big, if it's the wrong format, and so on. And so it'll kind of give you a good idea on if you're satisfying the requirements from Google's end as far as like what is a good page speed. Let's, for example, try Apple's website, right? Obviously loads pretty quick, has a bunch of different things on the page, but let's see how it's actually performing in terms of Google's algorithm. Essentially, for each different factor, they have 3 different ranges. If it's acceptable, that would be green. If it's kind of okay but not great, that would be in the yellow, and if it's red, that means you're kind of going over the least viable number that they would recommend. And it gives you the score. It actually got a 56 performance score on mobile and 77 on desktop.
Where did it go? Okay, give it a crack. Or refold it if you need to.
I know, I'm pretty happy with that.
You don't really do it. The check things will go.
This is,
Close.
To the right. So.
And they have like 4 different kind of main categories for what they're factoring in. Performance, accessibility, best practices, and SEO. It is definitely recommended that everything should be green. You're getting the best possible score that you can according to Google, and it's one of the most important ones because not only does it affect your ranking, but it also affects your user experience.
So a lot of the people that I speak to when I go in and do their audits, their website speed's actually quite bad, and that's one, only going to affect people going to your page, but 2, it can also affect some of your paid channels. So, if your website speed's slow and you're running paid ads, you're paying essentially for that user to get to your page, and if it's too slow, they're going to click off it. So you paid for them to wait 9 seconds to then 5 seconds later just click off it, and then you paid what, $2-3 for no one essentially to go to your site.
To improve website speed, there are a lot of factors involved. A very common one is when it comes to videos on your website. Now, videos are very attractive, they're very good for the user, so I definitely recommend to have them. However, when you have videos on your website, you need to ensure they're hosted by a third party, such as YouTube or Vimeo, rather than hosting it on the website itself. Otherwise, that will affect your page speed and it'll also affect your hosting costs as well.
I would say the main thing that someone that's trying to analyze their website and wants to improve their score should look at is the diagnostics section. It'll show you like the top priorities in red, and then yellow would be ones that you should consider improving.
I'd say on average about 80 to 90% of the people that I speak to, their page speed's over 9 to 10 seconds, and this is just something that's just not workable. It's got to be below that 3-second mark, and we find that if it's over that, you lose over about 53% of people that are actually coming to your page.
It's a really handy tool as it is free to use and a quick way to just check if your page is optimized.
Some of the common things that I see are reducing your speed is whether or not the website's pretty old. If the website's been around for 4 to 5 years and you haven't made any updates to it, that's going to inherently affect your speed.
It's impossible. I've decided it's impossible.
It's an impossible game.
It is.
Precision.
Ooh!
Not bad. Very close. Very close.
Who made the play?
Wow, that was so close.
So Google's benchmark for something that qualifies as great speed is 2 to 3 seconds. So you really want to make sure you're in that range or even lower. Anything that's over, it takes that much time for Google to crawl the site and understand what it is about. So therefore, if it's taking too long, it's going to recommend another website that offers the same offering. So we really want to make sure that it's in that 2 to 3 second range. companies like Apple, they've got so many different animations and loading of images that are such high resolution. So that's why it could come in at that 10.5 seconds, but that's not the benchmark. As they are such a big company, they're gonna gain that traffic anyway. Everyone knows about them, but if you're a company that's really looking to be found, you wanna make sure that you are hitting that 2 to 3 second range or getting as close to as. You don't have the brand knowledge or awareness that Apple does. So the last thing you want to do is let in 50% of your potential customers. We want everyone in, getting them on the website, staying there as long as possible, and hopefully converting. Thanks, man. So Apple, hit us up at Demojo Dojo. We can help you speed out.
He's right.
What was that?
Why did you give us to the right? You've got like the...
How was it?